Just a little bit of frost on the pumpkin this morning, boys and girls, and I'm excited about it. It's the first good cold front of the year. Now, is it going to make the bass bite just a little bit tough? Probably. But am I going to get out here and am I going to enjoy this truly fall weather that we're having at 36 degrees? Yes, I am. So I'm just going to go. I'm going to see what happens. I want to see what I can get done. I'm going to go fish a little bit of the grass that I've been fishing lately, because all this cold weather should have done was consolidated a little bit more, should push some fish into it, and it should just make that bite overall better. And so we're gonna go see what we can get done. But as always, guys, thank you for taking time out of your busy day, your busy week to come hang out with me to watch this video. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, go down below, hit that notification bell, as well as leaving me a comment and letting me know that you're new to my channel. And if you enjoy this video, please hit that like button, because all that stuff helps me out. It helps to grow this channel more than it even is, and it's all because of you guys that we're doing that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We got the boat loaded up here, heading towards the lake, and we're gonna see what we can get done on this beautiful fall morning in East Tennessee. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Right for shallow, I thought it'd be. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That was awesome. I mean, dirt freaking shallow. Dirt shallow. Thank you, dude. Numero dos. That's two now. Up shallow on the spinnerbait, which, I'll be honest with you, it's not super surprising, you know. When you do have a lot of rain and the water goes up, water gets muddy like this, I've talked about this in other videos, those fish, they want to be right on the bank. I mean, they want to feel secure, and you know, some of the securest places is when their back is right up to the bank. And it's also a place, it's where the bait fish are going to go too, and so that's probably why they're eating this spinnerbait. But I'm going to keep kind of developing this pattern here. Both of those fish came on isolated rock patches with access to deep water, both of them. And so that's what I'm going to kind of run here. I do want to run some of this shallow wood though too, because they could be sitting on it just as well. Fun freaking crap right there. Fun freaking crap. Heck yeah. that's fun. Look how pale that fish is. Again on the spinnerbait, and again up here, and nothing. I'm in 2 foot of water right now, throwing up into literally inches of water. That's where these fish want to seem to be. I know that fish came off a boat dock, but that boat dock is extremely shallow. Like, I would be standing in shin deep water if I got out of my boat right there. But I mean, this is the way I like to catch them, up here in absolutely nothing, up in the mud, just kind of rooting around like an old possum, as I like to say. That's what I like to do. Just kind of root around like an old possum. You know how old possum, he'll get in the trash can, he'll root around until he finds him, you know, a piece of steak or half a hamburger or something like that, and that's all I'm looking for. I don't want much. Just me a piece of steak, half a hamburger. All right, guys, so we're going to end today's video right here. I had a pretty good day out on the water, all considered. You know, we're post-front right now. We just had all those rains from Hurricane Zeta or Zika or whatever the hell that thing was called that come through here, dumped all kinds of rain into East Tennessee. And as you guys can probably see all around me and behind me, it is very, very muddy. But I had a good day, like I said. You know, I got on that spinnerbait bite early this morning, and I really thought that that was going to be the deal. I thought that was going to be a pattern that I was going to be able to run. But it ended up just being one of those deals that it was kind of hit and miss. It was just a fish here, a fish there. But we put a few into the boat. I really believe as it starts to stabilize more and as we start to kind of come off of all this muddy water that we're having, that this bite is going to pick up, because there are a ton of shad up shallow. The water's high, which pushed those fish up there. And I think I think if we can get some more stable weather, we're actually going to have a fall fishing time. Usually here in East Tennessee, it's like fall for a day and then it just gets brutally cold. And I say that and it's going to be 29 degrees Monday. But all that aside, I thought I'd talk about what I was throwing it on to put the fish into the boat that I did. So the bait that I was throwing is a Nichols pulsator spinnerbait. This is the Indiana blade combination. I believe they call this the Hoosier Special. But it is a gold Indiana blade with a little bitty orange kicker Indiana blade. White squirt with a little bit of chartreuse and orange in it. I believe this one's called like hot salsa or hot coleslaw or something like this. And I was running a trailer hook on there as well. And you know, that trailer hook really came in handy for a couple of those fish because they just slapped at it, swapped at it. That one bigger largemouth that I caught, I actually threw that spinnerbait up there and watched her roll on top of it. And when I got her in the boat, you guys could probably see that spinnerbait was all in her mouth sideways and everything like that. But yeah, that is an awesome spinnerbait. You know, when you start talking about fishing muddier water, you know, dirtier water, those Indiana and Colorado style blades are going to put out a lot more vibration, displace a lot more water. Just everything about that is going to displace the water that it needs to get those fish's attention in that muddier water. And just like I talked about in my spinnerbait video that I did a couple weeks back, you know, when we are post front, when we are dealing with situations where these fish are really inactive and don't want to eat, we have to get them to react. Well, when the water's not clear, you're going to have to throw something that hits those fish's lateral line and puts off the right kind of flash in that water to get their attention. And that gold with that little bit of that kicker and that orange is really what you need, and what I've found to be the best in this muddier water. And I was talking to Michael earlier, and he was asking, so what's the difference between the Indiana and the Colorado? And what I've really found is, like, when I'm dealing with warm muddy water, the Colorado blade tends to do a little bit better. But when I'm dealing with cooler muddier water like we're dealing with today, you know, 59 to 60 degrees, that Indiana blade just seems to be better. It's a little less aggressive. It's a little more muted of a thump. And I just feel like, I don't know, it just does better when we're in that cooler water. But yeah, 1/2 ounce pulsator, some 17-pound Strike King fluorocarbon, and then I was throwing that on my 7.3 medium heavy. It's labeled a fast, but it's more like a moderate fast Lew's custom rod. This thing is absolutely awesome. It's known as the Magnum Hammer, which, number one, I just like the freaking name, the Magnum Hammer. I feel like I'm Thor or something when I'm throwing this thing, but it is a awesome rod. It is now my go-to spinnerbait rod. Just the way that it loads, everything about it, I love. And like I talked about in that spinnerbait video, you know, I like a more moderate action spinnerbait rod because just like a bladed jig, that spinnerbait has got a lot of metal in front of it. And so you'll blow those fish's mouths open if you're not careful when you're setting the hook with a faster action rod. So I love this Magnum Hammer just because it is a more moderate action rod. But yeah, 7.3 Magnum Hammer, and then I had that paired up with a Lew's Hyper Mag 7.5 gear ratio Again, I talked about all this stuff in my spinnerbait video. I'll make sure to link it down below so you guys can check it. But that is what I put all the fish into the boat with today. I really don't know. I couldn't figure out the pattern, to be honest with you. It was a fish here, it was a fish there. I don't know if there was a pattern. I think it's just one of those things that were post front, high water, high muddy water, and I got some fish to react, which is a blessing because, you know, it can be tough here in the great state of Tennessee. But as always, guys, thank you for watching. Questions or comments, you know where to go leave them. Also, go down in the description. I'll have links to everything that I talked about today. They are Tackle Warehouse affiliate links. Go click those links, use those links. They help me out on the back end, help me to put some gas in the boat, gas in the truck, and to keep the channel rolling. But as always, you guys are sweet. Thanks for watching.